By the way, today is the 5-year anniversary of the great Neil Peart passing away from Rush, one of the greatest drummers that ever lived.
Did you hear the other bad rock and roll news today?
No.
Peter Yarrow passing away. Puff the Magic Dragon, Peter, Paul, and Mary.
Oh, man.
Pour
Puff
one out.
The magic dragon lives by the sea.
We still doing that for kids? Is that still in the...
No, but Meet the Fockers is great when he's like calling him the...
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Puff or whatever. You always thought he had some kind of drug problem. Anyway, Hot Stove, do you want to go with the widow of the Padres?
Yeah, this is an interesting story.
But, again, this happened with the Saints, and it's happened with many other teams when the owner dies.
It's going to happen with the Bears here pretty soon.
The kids try to wrestle the ownership away from the widow or widower. I mean, it could be the man and stuff, especially like the Rams. They had the female owner, and I remember when Ray Kroc died and then his wife took over. I thought she was a great owner. So
Same franchise.
Yeah.
Same franchise.
Padres, again, embattled.
Is it Seidel or Seidel? Is it Seidel? Let's go with what? What do you want to go with?
Seidel or Scheidel?
Scheidel? Let's go with Scheidel. Scheidel. She is the widow of the owner who died about 14 months ago, a little bit over a year ago. The sons of the man who passed away, the owner who passed away, have taken over control since then. She is suing.
Seidler's widow, yeah.
She is saying that she needs to be named in the lawsuit. She wants to be named the control owner.
Right. So it's Peter Seidler. He died. Sheil Seidler, the wife, the widow, is suing the brothers-in-law, Matthew and Robert.
Yes, and she wants to be the sole control. Along with her children as well, because they had 3 children. At least she had 3 children. I don't know if they belong to both of them or not. But that is the case right now. So a little bit of who is in charge in the world of San Diego. How does this go in months like this where you're trying to make deals and get people on your team and spend money?
It's a great point because they're one of the 3 teams right now that are finalists for Roki Sasaki. And so... probate is an ugly thing. I went through with my wife when her parents passed away. So they're right now. So right now, the executor, I think it says was Robert, but it is now Sheil. And so Sheil, being the executor, is saying she has fiduciary power and control of the team. So this is going to be a nasty fight. They've been nasty to her. They're saying this is what they've said. Yep. Ostracized. Because she is of Indian descent, she has texts from the son-in-laws that she is a interloper of Indian American descent. She is not their family. They say the family business is their ancestral right. Now, I didn't even know what interloper means.
Yeah, look it up. You're pretending you're hanging out in a place that you're pretending to be somebody that you're not, and basically they're saying she is not a part of this family.
Not one of us.
She's not one of us, and she's just pretending to be one of us. Although she did get married to your dad, that was a legal binding document just as much as the contract was. So I'm with you.
Kind of reminds me of Tommy Boy.
Yes, Callahan. This is a big Tom Callahan situation. Yep. Now in that one, the good guy was the son.
Yes, the good guy.
But I don't know who's the good guy or the bad guy.
We don't know how Sheil
I can't say
is
that
here,
for sure.
And Seidler, the wife. But again,
very interesting. Could be a movie.
Let's get back to business, though. You're trying to land the big fish, sort of the whale. And Roki Sasaki is the biggest free agent still out there. And I'm sure that his agent, which is Joel Wolf, is not happy with this whole thing because probably the court is not going to let you spend $300 million on a new thing while you're trying to decide who actually has control of ownership.
Yeah.
So that's an issue.
Padres set back a little bit by their ownership.
But I'm here for it.
I am too. Not my team.
Struggle. That's right.
Not my team.
I'm here for this kind of stuff because I'm sure when Jerry Jones goes, they're going to fight over that. Stephen Jones and everybody else is going to be fighting for the Cowboys and who has ownership.
Just around the corner. Now, I actually don't know where we're located. Might be Sacramento, might still have some offices in Oakland, but the A's made a move. They extended Brent Rooker, one of their better players, if not the best bat that they have in the lineup, mostly all-star. A designated hitter, an all-star for the A's. Now, you don't like this because you think he was totally lowballed by the A's.
Totally lowballed by this team. The A's were just jacked up by the Players Association and the owners to spend more money on their team because they have, cut all of their costs. They've traded all their best players, and now you come out, with a younger player and you give the guy $60 million. We talked about this with Acuna and Albies with the Braves, that it was a very team-friendly deal of 100 and whatever million when these guys are worth $200-300 million over the course of like 8 to 10 years. Now it is 6 years, but that takes him past free agency and arbitration to where you can double and triple and quadruple your salary. So yes, you do get the security of $60 million for the 6 years, but I just think this is a very team-friendly deal for your best player.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of what the Atlanta Braves have done the last couple of years.
Yep.
They're set up for a while. Like it does suck for the players if they outperform that contract, but when the franchise is dealing under their budget and they can make moves. Now, the Braves are one thing because they like winning World Series and divisions and stuff like that. The A's, I don't really know what you're in it for, so we'll see what we get in the next couple of years. Is there a bunch of gypsies?
Because the next 2-3 years, he's not going to be in Vegas. Right. So half of that deal, you're going to be trying to sell as many tickets to wherever they're going to be playing these games. And, then let's just say this guy's an all-star every year the next 3 years. Now you're going to go to Vegas where you're going to get all kinds of huge revenue. You're actually going to spend money on the team. You're going to bring in free agents 3 years from now, and this guy's going to be one of the lower-paid stars on your team. That's what I look at. And even now with the Braves right now, you sign Acuna, you sign Albies, you didn't want to re-sign Freddie Freeman. You brought in Matt Olson and gave that guy like a $200 million extension. He wasn't even a Brave. He came from the A's. And so that's my point, is that these teams, they whether it's a Latino player or whether it's this younger player, you're basically saying, hey, listen, we're getting below market value for you, but you're getting the security of 6 guaranteed years of money. And so most people would say, well, yeah, but that's a lot of money. Not when you're talking about Shohei just made $700 million. Soto just made $710 million. It's annual average salary as opposed to the length of this contract. And that's where the Players Association should step in and be like, hey, this is below market value for this cat.
I have a Red Sox rumor right now, a really good one. Nolan Arenado close to signing a deal with Boston Red Sox.
He gets to play against Paul Goldschmidt. That would be cool.
If that was the case, then they might have to do some maneuvering in the infield. You got Devers you got to find a spot for, and Tristan Casas as well. Well,
I'm not worried about Casas. Devers can play first base. He supersedes Casas's bat in the lineup, but you also need some outfield help and DH help as well.
Now, on that DH role in another corner spot, if Arenado does not come to fruition for the Red Sox, the other rumor is Peter Alonso may get an offer from the Boston Red Sox that could rival whatever the Mets are doing to put him on first base, keep Devers over there at third base. Thoughts on that?
I love the move.
Yeah.
But Alonso is built for any small ballpark. He's hitting 35 home runs a year at a gigantic city field where they actually had to bring the fences in, lower the fences to get more home runs. You put that guy at Yankee Stadium, he's going to hit 20 at home at Yankee Stadium,
Boston.
hitting it to right center. Boston, tap it to left, tap it to right. Those are home runs. This guy, and he's got the star power to show off. I mean, going back to, I'll go back 20 years to McGuire, Sosa, Juan Gonzalez, guys like they're just watching batting practice. It's something that's marvelous, and that is what Peter Alonso brings. It's not the home run derby I'm worried about, but for him, you want to market guys that are going to put butts in the seats. Now, this is a fan base that sells out every home game anyway, 81 times a year. This guy is going to be like, oh, we're actually trying to win a championship here. by bringing in Peter Alonso. Let's give $200 million, bring him into Boston. This guy's going to play out the rest of his career mashing home runs. I think it's a no-brainer to have his protection behind Devers in the lineup.
On the other side of the rivalry in New York, a rumor that I have, it's not really a rumor. I think this is kind of a logical thing that you would think about around the postseason. Marcus Stroman getting shopped by the New York Yankees, trying to move him and get something in return.
Got too many starters, not enough ball to go around there. I like it. He would help the younger pitchers in Cincinnati. They need some help. Hunter Green could be a perennial all-star and 18 to 22 game winner if he got some help with his off-speed stuff. And nobody's better at off-speed than Marcus Stroman. And he's a Duke grad, smart guy, competitor. So I think, yeah, the Reds listen, the Reds are making some moves, albeit trading and nickel and diming guys, but the Gavin Lux move shows me that Tito Francona is pushing this team to make moves to give him an opportunity to win, which they didn't give that to David Bell, which that kind of ticks me off. But listen, he's got the ear right now, the Castellinis, and they're making some moves, and I like it. Listen, this Lux, this guy's a masher. This guy is built. They built that ballpark for Ken Griffey Jr. And any left-handed power guy, like better than Joey Votto, is going to dominate at Great American Ballpark. So anybody else we can put in there to help the pitching staff and make them better, Stroman's going to make every pitching staff better.
Some official news from the New York Metropolitans. They have picked a date. I do believe I should have wrote this down. July 9th. That's
David Wright.
It's David Wright Day.
Night.
We are retiring number 5 in the rafters.
That's my question. Should this number be retired?
I was going to ask you that. I'm a huge fan. Love the guy. I don't know, man. I don't know if he had an unfortunate, the injury cut it short. But I don't know if he has enough games logged for the franchise. I don't know if he has the big wins logged for the franchise. I know the big wins are few and far between for this franchise, but still,
I
don't know, man.
I'm not trying to bag on this dude's 14-year career.
Great guy.
Is so injury riddled.
Yeah.
At the end, and his production just after 2013, going from 18 home runs to 8 to 5 to 7, and it's just right downhill with when they gave him the huge extension, they knew he had a spinal stenosis issue. They knew it. And yet they still gave him the contract. And so I when I look at these guys and whether or not 7-time All-Star, didn't win a world championship, 2-time Gold Glover, are you retiring the number because he was a good guy or because he was one of the best Mets that ever played?
Right, he's
certainly, to me, not one of the best Mets that ever played.
He's a fan fave, man. Whenever David Wright shows up anywhere in New York, you still see number 5 jerseys all over the place at those games. This guy was beloved. It sucked the way it went at the end.
Yes, the Red Sox fan over here. Dustin Pedroia, do you retire his number?
No,
I don't think so, man.
I retire Pedroia's number before David Wright. Pedroia was a hell of a player
and was spirited within success within the group.
Dude was an American. He was your American League MVP.
I forgot about that. You know what? That changes that.
But I didn't.
Right.
And he was a hell of a player, man.
All these things better than David Wright. And again, no disrespect. Love me some David Wright.
Listen, we're just going baseball here. Love both guys. They're both great guys. I love David. I love Dustin. Great guys. But when you're going numbers, I'm going Pedroia.
Well, both should have their numbers retired at the bank. I mean, that bank, they owe a lot to those guys, especially David Wright.
But isn't this the kind of thing that you do with a crappy franchise that's not drawing and you pull out one of these stunts to try and get some butts in the seats in June?
That's a good point, Kurt. I was wondering that as well. David Wright is a spring chicken in my book.
God,
we got some years to go. It's not like he's on his way out or anything.
He earned over $200 million in his career.
Oh, yeah, man.
Before dudes were earning that kind of money.
Believe that. The bank already has his jersey in a plaque.
Yeah, absolutely. So is it Citibank? So yeah,
exactly. Maybe that's why. That's why.
It's a done deal.
Now I get it.
Your owner's a hedge fund dude.
Great financial move.
Follow the money.
So financial championships.
Even though he lost almost $3 billion, I think in 2020, 2021, he just made $5 billion.
Cohen?
So Steve Cohen's up to around $20 billion now. So he made back whatever he paid for the Mets.
Yeah,
So he can afford Soto, by the way, is my point. So this retiring the number, this is a fan thing. He's a fan favorite. So I agree with you there. But if it was numbers based, I'd say no.
Yeah.
Listen, is Jorge Posada's number retired by the Yankees? No.
Really?
Not retired. So until you retire Jorge Posada, how many damn championships did that dude make? And one of the best catchers, an offensive catchers that ever played the game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I know it's Yankees, Mets, but still, I mean, I think we're a little loose with the retiring numbers and stuff like that.
Two pieces of news before we go to break. One, we do have another firing in the NFL just happened. The Las Vegas Raiders have fired Antonio Pierce. That has been confirmed. Adam Schefter, ESPN, reported that first. The general manager will stay for the Vegas Raiders. Also, next piece of information. During the next commercial break, pay attention because there will be a chance for you to win UConn men's basketball tickets.
Really? Yeah. Really?
Yeah, pay attention.
Okay.
Commercial break.
So pay attention to Ben, man. He'll try to slip that in there.
Exactly.
You gotta quickly pick up the phone.
You got to listen to the whole show.
All right.
That's right.
And I can't wait for us to start giving the lottery tickets away, too.
Is Vrabel going
to
to
be in there as well?
Right.
So it's
You gonna slip
lottery,
those in there,
it's
too?
a lottery Tuesday.
You're a slippery
and
kind of guy,
slipping
Benny.
stuff in there.
Yep.
What'd you ask about Vrabel there, Kurt?
Is he going to reunite with Tom Brady as a part of the Vegas ownership?
Dude, everybody wants him.
Man,
He's the hottest thing out there right now.
Man.
Hottest thing out there right now.
We're all upset about Gerard. This guy, he was given no chance.
He's kind of an example of when keeping it real goes wrong. Remember the whole
What did I tell you about Mike Tomlin? Bears GM, we're not ruling out a trade for coach. Where there's smoke, there's fire, man. If you were the Bears, would you trade for Mike Tomlin?
No, I don't think so. No. I love him. He's a great coach and all, but I'm not in the trading for coaches business.
Well, all right, so let me throw this at you, and I know we have a few seconds before we do the NBA bounce around. So they're trying to interview Joe Brady from the Bills. He's their OC.
Are we talking Bears right now?
The Bears.
Okay.
They're talking to Mike Vrabel. They're talking to Thomas Brown from the Lions.
Throw McCarthy in there.
Ben Johnson from the Vikings.
Ben Johnson, Lions. Tomlin for
right, so you're right. You're right. Ben Johnson, Lions. Brian Flores from the Vikings, who's already been a head coach. So yeah, I don't know. I like Tomlin.
No Eric Bieniemy in that mix, huh? No Eric Bieniemy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Whatever
Maybe
happened
the ship sailed on that, and that sucks. But he 1 year at USC and he's gone. And or is it UCLA? I think it was UCLA. It's unfortunate, man. It's NFL is not for long. Except for some of these coaches that get recycled, which is kind of annoying. But listen, the Bears want to talk to Mike McCarthy. Take him. Don't trade for anybody. And are they going to trade the Cowboys for Mike McCarthy? Oh, my God.
No way.
I'm going to have to go to Mass and pray for that one.
No way.
Holy cow. Go ahead. Trade for Mike McCarthy. That'd be the greatest thing ever. Anyway, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back, and we'll do the NBA bounce around and talk about the best team in the league. Who do you think we're going to talk about? We'll talk about it next on The Rob Dibble Show with Ben Darnell on your afternoon drive.